Om Kayena vacha manasyendrayirva Bhutyatmanava prakriti swabhava Karomi adyat sakalam paresma Narayana samarpayami Narayana samarpayami.
Dear Seeker of Truth, welcome. In this series of videos, we are going to talk about Bhakti Yoga, the path of devotion, of divine love, of God realization. So we are going to talk about the Narada Bhakti Sutras, a beautiful work attributed to sage Narada that talks about in full length of the path of devotion. May you all find inspiration in this work. May you all find meaning and purpose in your spiritual quest through these words. This kind of work, these words, these sutras, they bring light and they open the door to the life of the real quest for liberation. May you also find divine love in your heart. Moving on, Narada Bhakti Sutras, chapter 14, Bhakti Easy to Practice. Sutra 58. The practice of devotion is easier than other methods in the attainment of salvation because it is the exercise of love and it doesn't depend on any other object or tool for it. So it is the easiest one. It doesn't matter your age, condition, situation in life, health even. Bhakti can still be practiced. Other methods have difficulties in it, complex practices, all of these things. But Bhakti is simple. Anyone can practice it. Bhakti is the direct approach to the ideal through the heart. Karma, yoga, and jnana purify the heart. So other paths are seen as aids to bhakti, to devotion. But the path of bhakti doesn't need those aids because devotion in itself is the aid. So devotion purifies the heart. Yoga, jnana, and karma also purify the heart. But devotion does it directly. So if others are aids to it, it can still be practiced without these aids. Yoga is full of difficulties. The yogi gets powers and may misuse them and gets his downfall. It has difficult practices. So yoga is full of difficult practices, and by the misuse of powers that may rise from the practices, he may get his downfall. Without devotion, the pursuit of knowledge is dry for some, or may dry all for those who have little devotion. Jnana Yoga demands vast study, a sharp and subtle intellect, bold understanding, and gigantic will. So in the pursuit of knowledge, of jnana, devotion, the cup of devotion has to be very full, and it has to be present constantly. Because if it's little devotion, it will get dry. If it has no devotion, it will continue dry, unless devotion comes into the heart. So bhakti can be practiced under all conditions and by all alike. irrespective of age and gender, and health conditions also, like I mentioned previously. Learning, austere penance, study of the Vedas, brilliant intellect are not needed for the attainment of bhakti. They can help, but they are not needed, because if you're not capable of understanding, if your mind is not very sharp, you don't need a mind to love. So even if they are very good helps, they are not essential, they are not needed. Bhakti can be practiced without them also. What is wanted is the constant and living remembrance of God coupled with faith. Just that. So, not only the constant remembrance of God, coupled with faith, reverence, and surrender. This has to be there, or else it's like repeating God's name. Oh, but I'm remembering God because I'm repeating the name. But I lost its significance. I lost the faith in it. I lost the devotion and the reverence in each repetition. So it's just a sound. I'm not really remembering God with my heart and emanating love towards God in a constant flow. But this is what, and everything else is just a tool for this constant remembrance of God with faith, devotion, and reverence. The biggest difficulty with bhakti is pride and arrogance. Yes, bhakti doesn't flourish where there's pride. So, in other paths, they can be practiced with pride, but eventually pride has to be worked out, so that real bhakti can come, real devotion. Because as long as pride is there, it is devotion to one's goals, to this little self. So bhakti doesn't flourish where pride is. So this qualification of humility is a must. So the one who is trying to practice bhakti, he can still practice it with pride, of course, but he must make his number one priority taking care of that pride, because it will not flourish as long as pride is there. Sutra 59. Because it, devotion and love, does not depend on any other proof of itself. So some methods, you may not know what's happening. You're practicing meditation, and am I progressing, not progressing? Many times you don't know. But devotion doesn't need any other proof, because if it is there, if you're experiencing it, it is proof of itself. If you're in communion with God, you are feeling bliss, some sort of bliss. That is the proof of itself. Sutra 60. The path of devotion is easy because devotion is of the nature of peace and supreme bliss. So it means that it is easy because it is sweet. You are churning the love inside of you towards God, but you are churning the love, and love is sweet. So it is easier, it is sweet from the beginning to the end. The devotee forgets everything, even himself. He truly lives only for God. At its highest, this is what happens. Devotion bestows perfect peace and supreme bliss. Sutra 61. The bhakta should feel no anxiety about worldly concerns, as he has consecrated himself the world as well as the Vedas to the Lord. So the bhakta cannot be filled with worries about mundane goals, because to be a bhakta you have to consecrate everything to God. So whatever happens in the world is God's will to you, and you take it as God's blessing, either sweet or bitter. It doesn't make a difference. Everything is to bring you closer to God. Whatever good is coming to you and whatever bad is coming to you, whatever you consider bad, is coming to bring you closer to God. And this is what happens. This is the real path of the bhakta, because he has consecrated everything to the Lord. If he hasn't, that's not the real path yet. If he is still fighting, struggling for his life, it is not the path yet. So the bhakta doesn't entertain any worries about worldly affairs, the world, or anything else. He has given all to the Lord, and thy will be done. Some points which are interesting. The devotee should not entertain any anxious thoughts about social disorganization. He has dedicated himself in customary and scriptural morality to the world. So this social disorganization or problems in the world, he should not be worried about this, because God is taken care. He has surrendered everything to God. And serving the poor and the needy and making the world a better place, these are not the same. You may, because this has been mentioned previously, so it's good to bring it out again. It is doing a work which pleases God, not necessarily changing the world or making it a better place. That is God's concern and God's only, not the bhakta. The bhakta has given all up to God. He just constantly surrenders to God. The devotee need not worry if his affairs go wrong, because his self, worldly affairs, and even the Vedas have been surrendered to the Lord. So he has given up all desires and attachments. And even if not, he has surrendered everything to the Lord, because you can only see that something has gone wrong when it has gone against your will, your desires, your vision of what the outcome should be. If you have renounced this, you will see nothing wrong. But as you haven't renounced it, you will see certain things as going wrong. But you need to understand that it's your limited vision. And whatever you feel it's wrong, it is God sending to you, again, to bring you closer to Him, by the means that you may not understand, but He knows, and you have surrendered all to Him. So, but also this expectation, not only the evaluation where things are happening, but also the expectation and the fear that things go wrong. This should not be entertained by a bhakta, because God is taking care. If I will find it sweet or bitter, it is always sweet, because it is from God. The devotee should have complete trust in God, even if things apparently go wrong. He should not be concerned with what he achieves or loses. It is not about indifference to the world. It's about no anxiety to be entertained. This is a very important point, because many people ask this again and again. Should I be indifferent to the world? It's not about the world. It's about not entertaining anxieties that deviate your attention from God. So it's not about the world. It has nothing to do with it. It's about God. and your constant remembrance of God, and putting aside everything that distracts you from the constant memory of God. The constant present living memory of God. Because if you're not thinking about God, you may say, oh, but I haven't forgotten. You did. Your thought is not exclusive on God. Your love is not continuous on God. It's not like you forgot, like amnesia, I cannot remember God again. No. It's like keeping the active thought of God constantly in your mind with love and reverence, unbroken devotion to God at all times. And whatever is disturbing this, it is put aside. So no anxieties should be entertained in the mind, because as you are entertaining anxieties, you forget about God. And God is taking care of the world. No need to worry about that. Okay.
Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva, tvameva bandhushka sakha tvameva, tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva, tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva.